Hello and welcome back to Gary and Reaver Versus of the Devil. This is the very story-based visual novel detective game that I have just finished episode 0 of, and I loved. So because it is so story-based, you have to go check out episode 0 first. That is all up on my channel, so you could go check that out. And episode 1 is the only other episode that's out at the moment. Episode 0 is free, episode 1 is paid for, and I went out immediately after playing 0 and bought episode 1. So, before we crack on, I notice there's a bonuses here. Concept Gallery bonus scenarios. Oh, like she is so cool. Farah Reyes. She may be my favourite character in this. Oh, she looks so cool. And then there's Morgan. And London. Kasim London. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, there's the girlfriend and the boyfriend from the previous one. Oh, so cool. And then we encountered this one, Android. And that's all I know about her, because she appeared right at the end in the sort of the preview for episode 1. Bonus scenarios? London interview, Reyes interview, Carlos interview, and Morgan interview. What are these? Network files, capture video interviews, Farah Reyes begin playback. Maybe now's not the time to go through these. I'll crack on with the game and then I'll come and do these after. So I guess continue? Or is it... How do I start episode 1? It was in bonuses. Ah, here we are. New case, episode 1. You can choose to play episode 1 in Highroller mode. You're limited to 1 save slot and you won't be able to reload your saves inside the courtroom. Quick saving and autosaves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit. Exclusive phone charm. You can turn it off, but in order to turn it back on you have to restart. Risk-taking discouraged save scumming, which is a term I don't like, but okay. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue the mystery like a true gambler. I mean, I tend to prefer being able to reload for the perfectionist. But no. I've got to go with Highroller. Welcome to the Highroller tables. Enjoy the thrill. Disable tutorials. No, keep them. Just in case there's anything new. Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Wanted to thank you for coming over? Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. That's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts and yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? I bet this is Morgan. I bet this is Morgan. In your shoes, probably curse them out. I could see that. Is there anything you wanted to ask me? No. Not even for a favour in return? No favours lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. Why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. Glass him! Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 AM local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area. Off, copper! Visuals impaired, facial recognition compromised, pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block, we need to go now! Or what, he'll use his outdoor voice? or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're fucked. Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. You do something new with the uniform? Good morning to you, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. Must be the new code to paint. You're referring to the act of vandalism that just take place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent in him every time I see him. Scars honourably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, Mom. A record has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Is this a warm android? Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, Mom. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, Mom. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street. And fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo, 61! The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on a break. The robot tilts his head to the side. You can't work the plier without showing up on the roof, so... without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I dunno, take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers on every corner. At the bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking. The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their jobs, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy in Uptown, even on the worst days. His audience, captured by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. Shh. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimetre. Oh, now that's just... A woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at a hologram floating above the chrome-plated palm, while a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk around the block, get us some air, would you? Apparently this call can't wait and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, marm. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates his sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else... You're too kind, Mom. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're just so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. But I went out last night. Ha! She cut somebody's throat last night. So I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service. And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today, I'm going to buy a gun. Of the Devil, Episode 1. Yes, in case you missed it at the end of Episode 0, she's a serial killer. She's also the protagonist. An idle mind. LQX rental? Oh, look at all those guns. Sup, 20? No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? I love the art in this game. It's so cute. Sup? Desk personality setting 6, the cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know, assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighbourhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be... I see, you're a lawyer. So I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defence? We have a wide selection of options for self-defence in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it'd have to be at least small enough to go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. Right, what I learned last time was, because there was a situation where I was talking to my client. I spoke to him about his dead girlfriend who I murdered, and afterwards she was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. I need to show restraint next time. So I think I'm going to take that lesson on board and be patient. Because if I'm explicit, then they'll have me on camera, because there are cameras everywhere in this world, they'll have me on camera being like, right, I need a gun that does exactly this, and at some point someone is going to say, how does that lawyer know so much about guns? So instead, be patient. But walking in here and asking for a very specific model is gun nut behaviour, and I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulder sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet? Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly. Sure, they're plenty quiet. They also have a piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favours for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I want someone to come running to my rescue. Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails? Bullseye. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilise the latest in miniaturised ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which slings a slug fast enough to miss the limit over 30 metres. And it's safe? Of course, Mom. My bad. Two-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features making it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their toolset, to lock you out of your own gun with a flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Right, and this is the sort of the other mechanic. You investigate things to get build up credit. Although, actually... Can I... Yes! Oh, good. I'm very glad it saved my credit from the first one, because I got a 34 credit. So, let's see. Ooh, Emma deep in thought. So, I sadly missed this one. Nico Morg. Ah, or Neko? Probably Neko. Rare's Undercover. Cool. But, let's have a look. Let's have a look at these charms. Oh, God, I just bought them. I didn't expect it to buy it immediately. It's got to be the Fran one. Look at her, she's so adorable. Little repeat offender. Black phone case, rose gold, magenta, no, red. Got to be a red phone case. Or teal? Yeah, teal. Teal's more my thing. Cool. I'll hold on to the rest for later. Look at it, she's so adorable. Right, sorry, where was I? Oh, earn your first credit. For some reason I didn't get achievements for episode 0, maybe because it's free, I don't know. Someone left a datapad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. A data thief known as Lobo has seized a cache of vital Keystone data files. Ransom said files will be sent back at severe cost. De-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Impacted only their billing services. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hack. Whoa, looks like you're not logged in. Lobo again, or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if you're the original or not, as long as you're a genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for de-escalation. Media literate. Choose the proper takeaway after reading an article. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. But unless the rare earth metals powering all our batteries and fueling all our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. Yeesh, would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer is scannable. Stagnancy theory? Really? They get a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here. A stagnant world, modern man's plateau. There doesn't seem to be anything of value in this. Real name withheld. Take you on a deep dive of the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in this groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark, now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space. Oops. Of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time kicking the can of climate crisis down the road. Yeah. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. We better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Watch. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Here we are. Hate these kinds of screens, gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know they're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing, I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12/6 work week gives us more free time than ever. Oof. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. How term limits are anti-democracy. Yeah, bloody hell. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. So I guess they went ahead with the warm androids. Because warm androids were mentioned in episode 0 as like androids with biological parts, but they were turned down because they were too fragile. That's what I thought, but I guess they're going with them anyway. It's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it is. Wait, how long's it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news report. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Asher, has passed. What? Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk... Fake news? But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. Misinformation, maybe, trying to authorize many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Asher is dead? Including the popular desk series of smart UIs. That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Interesting. By the way, I feel I should mention, I was remiss not to mention it in the episode 0. I, Robot is one of my favourite movies ever. Like, I made a reference to it, but that was about it. But genuinely, I, Robot, oh god, it's such a good movie. And very much shades of I, Robot going on here. Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Debit. Right. I can't remember when the previous one was, but apparently this is July. It's on screen when the previous one was, if it was anywhere, if it said. The gun was lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. It's one of the things I like about them, their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them, either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Morgan's apartment. Didn't realise I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for... my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with bad, expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. Interesting. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble, auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes, reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death, not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing a phone call? But not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. Oh, hey Morgan, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. Hi, Jess. Listen, I need to... I've already seen the news. What? Oh. Of course you have, duh. What, like... ex or ex-partner, like ex-work partner, or... Oh, right. At the end of episode 0 was like someone talking to the android and being like, this is the best person to learn from, Morgan. And I think at some point it was mentioned that that was the android's father, so that was definitely David Asher. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just, with the company and the people and all that, what I mean is, if it were up to me, it would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed, and it's alright, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream, Chiron. The difference doesn't make how the information gets to me. Could have stumbled upon his corpse myself and would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah? If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get. Maybe for weeks. What to ask for at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. And I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police, I think that he took something? Probably the android. Suicide? Oh, right, took something. And the police were already involved? They said it was some kind of poison. Right, sorry, the other kind of took something. They say it was some kind of poison or... God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess, whatever you need. Whatever you need? Bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. And it's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I'd like to bring you here to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I have to give you. You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before... No, I'm sorry, it's not like that. But before he... No, please, don't hold back on my account. David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related. But he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done. I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming all over this, security will be doubled, scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity. Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot. What is it? You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you?